Alright.
Okay, hello, lovelies.
Welcome to the Sausage Boys episode 15. Yeah.
15 has come around quick.
Yeah.
15, yeah.
And it's we're doing a bit different here today. No mics.
So what's happened is our producer Noah couldn't make it. He had a totally illegitimate excuse. He had to go to the doctor. Totally illegitimate.
Boo!
Bullshit.
Boo!
I hope he doesn't make it out of the coma.
Well,
I hope they have to take him off life support.
I mean, we're looking good. It's already been 6 days.
Yeah, which I guess is a positive.
But I'm kind of just upset because he didn't get back to me about it. I messaged him. I was like, hey, how you going, man?
And it's the principle at the end of the day.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the principle. You figure it out.
I checked on him. Feels weird doing this without mics in our hands as well.
It does.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, may as well introduce the show. So, we are the Sausage Boys, the Sausage Boys podcast. I am Jackson, your host. To my left, we have...
What's good? It's your boy, Terry Cruz of Sydney. It's your boy Young. Let's boycott Noah. Let's dox Noah. And, where does he live? What's his...
Newtown.
He lives in Newtown.
He lives in Newtown.
He lives on a street.
Yeah, whereabouts in Newtown is it? Because I know we've got a lot of fans that are down for the cause.
You know what we should do? We'll just drop little hints throughout the episode. And if anyone is clever and stealthy enough and good enough of a detective, they can put together the code, work it out, find Noah's house and murder him.
Because we're not saying to not murder him.
We're just saying where he lives.
We're just saying that, like, hey, if you got a bit of free time, this is a guy that lives. Who's he live with?
Oh, this is like the joke on The Simpsons. Skinner's trying to like dob on... No, he's trying to like congratulate Lisa for dobbing on other kids.
Yeah.
But he's like, I better do it anonymously, saying it over the intercom. And he's like, he goes, L. Simpson. No, that's too obvious. Lisa S.
And your other boy?
Oh yeah, and
you got one more right?
Yeah, hey man, what's good? It's your boy Big Fool, aka Mr. Fine. How about yourself?
Oh, I like that one.
I'm kind of bummed out because I think I've missed the boat now, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I just have to, name. All I do now is say, hey, it's your host Jackson, I pass it to you for a couple minutes.
Yeah.
You have the best time.
Pastor B was a celebrations, fireworks.
Comes back to me and I'm just like, oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, so to me again. Let's see, what's a good nickname? What should you call yourself? Young Toon Squad? Young Mustache?
Heterodon.
Heterodon?
Yo, it's your boy Hetero Harry.
It's your boy Double H.
Straight Samuel.
Straight Samuel.
Definitely not gay Derek.
What's up, boy Jared? What's up?
Oh yeah, what's new? What's new this week, Bush?
There's nothing going on in the world right now except for
a possible attack on a local podcast producer from Sydney.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That is going to be going on. That's probably the only thing.
I mean, if we say don't do it, like how do we legally...
We could basically say that if you do it, you will be rewarded handsomely.
But not by the Sausage Boys directly.
Maybe by me. Okay. Is it illegal to...
I don't know if you can admit that.
Is it illegal to ask to kill someone?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, did you hear about that site that it was like a hiring hitman site? It was like set up by the FBI, I think, over in America. And they were basically just catching people that wanted to actually hire a hitman.
That sounds like something you would have done in high school.
I
know. Just catfishing people that wanted other people dead. That's crazy.
I don't know. I'm kind of...
Imagine how upset you'd be to find that out.
Yeah, it's like first I was on To Catch a Predator, trying to meet an underage girl, and now I'm trying to kill Chris Hansen.
Now I'm trying to get her parents killed.
So I can step in legally as a guardian. And you're getting caught on both ends.
What do you mean I can't be her stepdad? I'm her best friend.
Isn't that right, Emily? Isn't that right? What we talked about before.
You don't want to say it, just write it. I don't know how to weed. Oh, Emily.
Oh, Emily. Silly goose.
You know
Silly
what?
goose.
I did see something this week. The silliest goose on the internet.
Mm.
Are you guys across Mario Judah?
Yes. I was just playing something by... Oh, his link.
With Cardi.
Yeah.
He leaked it?
Yeah, I think so.
So, are you familiar with this guy?
He's this silly kind of goth guy that had that song about...
Guy Very Rough.
Yeah.
He's like a Disney villain.
Oh, okay.
Yes, exactly.
But he's kind of singing over like this trap beat.
Yeah, let's play. You can play a little bit. I think we can get away with how long your time is up. I think it's a good way for people to realise what his name was, because I don't like his name. I just know him as the guy that sung that song.
Is Die Very Rough the song that you know?
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah, I got the video here.
It kind of sounds like... Have you seen it before?
No.
Oh, what?
So he's just like this.
He's this kind of like emo trap. But he sounds like a loser. Yeah.
I wonder why Tech 9 haven't signed him yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
He is like Tech Nine's.
He's like
Almost like what
Mm.
he is like an Aryan to Hitler. What this guy is to Tech Nine.
Yes.
He's like
Yes,
the perfect-
exactly. Like Hitler would look at like some young 21-year-old
Blonde-haired,
German,
blue-eyed.
blonde-haired, blue-eyed, athletic.
And be like, that is Mario
well-spoken.
Judah.
Yes. Mario Judah is just as corny, just appeals to these kind of like lost hip-hop heads that kind of also like Pokemon,
Yeah.
but want to kind of let out a little bit of anger. Like they haven't really established
Geez,
themselves as metalheads.
You know what? It gives me like vibes of like, what do you call them? Like theatre kids.
Yes.
Like, do you remember it? Like uni. And
Yeah,
there was
yeah.
just the theatre kids that run around. I don't know if anyone went to like a regular kind of uni that doesn't have so much of the arts, I guess. The uni that we went to and met at, like there would just be theatre kids walking around the halls, just singing from the top of the stairs down to the bottom. There'd be like 5 kids at the bottom. And I'm saying kids, but these are like 18, 20, early 20s.
Yeah, and we're just yelling out like homophobic slurs. And be like, what? I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Just trying to really get away with using homophobic slurs against them. Because most of them happen to fall into that area.
This is a slur, and this is homophobic slur.
Slur. Hello.
Yeah, it's a weird vibe. And those people are out there. I guess that's what like
Hip hop heads, like, you know what? Just nerd hip hop
He's
heads.
nerd hip hop heads, kind of like guys that literally would probably listen to
Guys that
metal
would play
50% of the time.
Pokemon Go seriously. Like
Mm.
they would go out on the street to catch Pokemon.
Or actually be like, I actually have like the proper Yu-Gi-Oh! What is it? The shoulder
the bracelet.
the
Yeah.
bracelet thing. I have it at home.
I seriously have.
And that's why you really like Mario Judah.
Man, that's
Yeah,
so
Because he
cool.
appeals to you.
Yeah. If you won, you got to take the other person's best card.
Wow.
Gosh.
Which is brutal. I had friends, and we all had the sickest decks. Everyone was playing in the year, and we were like the
No one was getting Punani.
You'd have to.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of the girls actually had to start changing schools. It was like, I'm not going to entertain any of these men.
I think it was an age where the girls
Boys.
could kind of get around it, though. They'd be like, "That's actually impressive that you just played that Blue Eyes White Dragon. You sacrificed it."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's right, Dragon. Oh, right.
I like when you do
Oh.
Damn, Jackson with that blue eyes white triangle.
I'll show you
Oh,
my...
now I'll use my trap card. Flood. All the girls are just like.
I'll show you my hidden figure Exodia later tonight. Yeah, I'm not that much of a loser. Is that right, hidden figure Exodia?
Yeah, I'm trying to piece together my Exodia.
You can piece together my Exodia later tonight.
All I'm missing is 2 legs and an ass.
My husband got red eyes when I was with a black dragon on the weekend. Had a black dragon inside of me. My husband had very red eyes. He was angry.
I'm not gay. I must have been given a spell by that dark magician. What else else was there? Red Eyes Black Dragon. Oh, you said that.
Yeah. Blue Eyes White Dragon. Red Eyes Black
I think
Dragon.
there was this one very famous as well. That demon guy with the big horn.
Oh, Summon Skull.
Yeah,
Oh,
Skull.
wow, I
Yeah.
can't remember that.
Yeah.
Summon Skull.
Summon Skull.
Something about Give Me Brain.
Summon, some give me a bit of that skull.
Come on your girl forehead.
I got some
skull.
skull for you later tonight. I got something about this skull.
I got some on the belly.
You can summon this skull later tonight.
I got some on the floor, some on the sheets, some on skull.
I'll give you.
Hey, sir, is that a tuna belly? No, this is a salmon skull.
Yo, girl, give me some of that skull.
Did you have Yu-Gi-Oh in your school?
Yeah, of course. But nobody had like a deck. We just draw shit on the paper. The papers.
You get a piece of paper you drew the Yu-Gi-Oh cards individually. This mate, the wind's taking it. Oh wait. Oh sorry, I got ink. I got water all over it. What is that?
But do you really have like a deck on your hand?
Yeah.
That's balling, bro.
I didn't bring it to school though.
But if I was a chick,
that was only for weekend comps.
Oh man. Because bro, if I was a chick and I see a guy with that, I'd be like, bro, he's balling.
That man
You
is permanently having his balls drained.
But
There's not one moment where he has full balls.
You really would think that though, back in the day.
Oh, you would.
If you were a chick and you saw some dude just shredding on Yu-Gi-Oh, if that's what everyone was doing too, and you were the Don.
Exactly. It's kind of like, it's a whole hierarchy thing, where it's like, I'm going to gravitate towards the most powerful man in the room, and that happens to be the man that has Exodia, and he has a whole arm.
And here's the thing, there's like levels of coolness, so what you have to do is just make sure everyone finds that cool. You just have to find a group,
Yeah.
and then be the best at that.
Yeah.
So, like, if any of those kids that were playing Yu-Gi-Oh, everyone was playing Yu-Gi-Oh, right?
Yeah.
But if any of them were like, you know what, I might actually go like start playing footy with the boys in the year above instead.
You would have to quickly be like, no.
You'd have to shut that down.
Yeah, you have to shut that down.
Because the whole thing's going to fall apart. And they're like,
Because
well,
you're peaking right now.
and they're going, but you only want this. We were just recording for like 15 minutes, the thing crashed, and now it's starting again.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't actually crash. We just didn't press record. But
it will be absolutely hilarious.
so what we're doing, I guess this is it. We just got to recap it all quickly, right?
Yeah.
What's good, your boy? Terry Goodson. Let's kill Noah.
Alright, so what happened was Noah, our producer, couldn't make it today, so now it's just us. We're recording with a Taz cam, so if the sound is different or whatever, I guess that's the case. Hopefully
It'll
it's
pick up.
different.
It'll pick up the
GoPro, yeah.
The GoPro picks up sound.
Do it.
And that'll be fine.
Yeah.
So we don't have to recap.
Nah.
Should we restart now then?
Yeah.
So we just erase that. We've got that first part, and then we'll start again.
Or we can just go from where we were and just chop it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah,
we
yeah,
stop
yeah.
recording now and then go from where we were.
Yeah.
Rather than this whole next 2 minutes I've spent recapping everything.
Yeah.
No, it's alright. We can just keep going there. Just cut that part out.
I don't want any of this to be cut out. I want people to know
See how
raw
the
we
sausage
really
is
go.
going.
Yeah, see, this is Sausage Boys podcast at the end of the day.
Alright.
It's not all going to be George Carlin levels of comedy, amazing takes, bits.
Some of it's real.
Sometimes we just break it down what we're doing. So the back end. That's what the people really want to know about. They want to know about the back end. They want to know, hey, what's this? What's a Tascam? What is a GoPro? What even is a podcast?
What's a podcast?
Who am I? Who are we? What are we even doing here? That's what people want to know.
What's it all for? That's why
What's it
people
all
come
for?
to this podcast to know what it's all for.
You can go to this podcast if you don't have a purpose right now. We're these boys. We're here to help you out.
We're kind of like
We're like Jordan Peterson.
we're like a church of the future. I would say.
Yes. We're Jordan Peterson, but you actually should be worried about some of the opinions we have. Because we're not going to hide the fact we actually do not like women. Whereas Jordan Peterson will use a whole bunch of fancy words to dance around the idea and kind of
We're not-
insinuate he doesn't like women and women should be in the kitchen.
We're not politicians. We're just bigots.
Yes. We're very bigoted. We're very close-minded. We don't really like getting new information. We're stuck in our ways.
And happy being stuck in
our ways.
Like, it works for me.
I know I've probably got a lot of family members that are like, can you just stop thinking about yourself for once?
Yeah.
How about you try to imagine what it's like in someone else's shoes? The words actually have consequences. And I'm happy to lose that sort of relationship.
We don't need it.
You don't need it.
They've done everything. It's done.
It's done. We're grown now. I'm here now, and I don't need family anymore.
No.
Yeah. And that's what we're trying to say to a lot of our listeners, that leave your family. It's about you.
And go on Facebook Live.
Go on Facebook Live if you have to. Do you know what I mean? Scare them a little bit.
You know, the reason I went to check the Taz cam was because I was about to drop some fire.
Ooh, is this about Yu-Gi-Oh still?
I guess so, but...
What were we going to say about Yu-Gi-Oh? Oh, do you think there were some kids like peaked at that stage? And they literally are like, what, in their 30s? And were like, I peaked when I was in year 3 at primary school playing Yu-Gi-Oh. That was my absolute peak.
I don't think it is, because it's such a shallow roof to transcend. You're going to be better at something else.
Or are you?
You're going to be the best. No, because even then, if you're that good when you're in year 3, then you're going to play for the next couple of years. You're not just going to stop in year 3.
It stops at year 4. I'm just saying, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, all that stuff stops at year 4. That's when you start getting... You were right with the sports. That's when sports take over. And then probably in year 5 or 6, that's when women start to take over. Usually around year 10, that's when boys start to take over. You start to kind of get sexually interested in other men.
Yeah.
And then usually around 21, you've gone over that stage, you want to settle down, and that's when family takes over and your kids.
Yeah.
And it's just this whole process. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think... Because we do make all like these like jokes that are just silly homophobic kind of jokes and whatever. We do make those jokes, but what a lot of our listeners don't understand is that everyone has a gay period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you don't,
you've got a problem.
you are probably legitimately a homosexual. Because it's not gay to have a gay period. It's not...
No, you kind of go through it, you find God, and then you make a podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly, and you kind of basically, you're praying every single night.
Suppressing those very real feelings.
And maybe one day you will wake up with like blood on your penis. And that would be a gay period.
It's a good one.
And then I can start...
What if gay people had periods? Would you still be gay?
I mean...
Like if you could be a gay person, but you're going to start having periods.
I guess so.
What's your question? If you started having your periods...
Would you still be gay?
Oh,
No, you only have periods if you are gay. Straight people don't have periods.
But that is like...
So your question is...
So your question is,
What
you
are you
get to be with Dua Lipa, but you have to lose one of your toes.
Ooh.
Do you do
it? Can it be any toe? Can I choose the toe?
Yes.
Yes, and then
But then you have
Actually, no, it has to be one of the major two.
Oof, nah.
The toe or the second toe. You have to lose one on either foot. You can let's say you just lose the second. What was it? Toe? Yeah. Second toe.
The index.
Yeah, index toe.
Ooh, I feel like I wouldn't need that much because I guess you didn't say the thumb.
Exactly. Yeah. Is it called a thumb toe or feet? I don't even know what the correct terminology.
You know what? We know all the fingers on a hand, but not our toes.
Yeah, we've got like the root finger, ring finger, pinky,
Index.
pointer finger.
Thumb.
You've got the
guiding fingers.
the white power sign. But then when it comes to toes,
Yeah.
what is this? What is the lead one called? Is that called a toe when the other ones are called nub? I think that's called a toe and they're nubs, aren't they?
I call it a big toe.
Big toe. Oh, that's right, isn't it? I think the other ones are called nubs. I heard that once. That the only thing that's called a toe is the first one.
Alright, okay, so
The others are called
lose
nubs.
one of your index toe for Dua
index
Lipa.
toes or nubs.
I think, yeah. I mean, for one night only, or like the whole life?
For a year.
Ooh, that's
Yes.
a good argument. That's a good argument. A year though.
A year.
It's. I mean,
Yeah.
she's on like a top of her game right now. She's gonna make me a whole lot of money. I'm going to be like Britney Spears' ex.
Oh, I guess when it
Yeah.
comes to like the financial part, it's a bit too easy to do because of course you're going to take it. Maybe you can't get any money out of it and emotional gratification from being with her for a year.
I don't need that.
Yeah.
You can have my toe.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
You're going to keep your toe?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
keeping my toe.
You're going to keep your toe?
Yeah. Hold on to it.
Yeah.
You're not going to have a year with Dua Lipa?
I would lose my toe.
I don't think I need.
He's gonna lose
I don't
his
think I
toe.
need that.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think
I
I
just
need
think
that.
the person when I'm with now is
Okay.
all I really need. So I
Okay, to
wouldn't really
roll on.
want anyone else.
I'm
Alright.
not even saying
No.
that. I'm just like, I don't think I need to lose that.
You wouldn't need to
Oh,
experience that.
You'd have to be desperately single with no option. Maybe. To lose your toe.
And that's why it's so appealing to me.
I mean, you don't have to really.
But I guess you said, like, you both kind of would say she's a 10.
No.
Oh,
What?
I don't
What?
think I ever said she was a 10.
you definitely said
No, I
she was a
didn't.
10.
I didn't say that.
I was like, oh, I don't know. And you're like, are you serious?
Yeah, well,
you
the Strokes are my favourite band now. Things change. Things change. No, I don't think she's a 10.
Strokes are your favourite band? You wouldn't want to get some Strokes to do a Lipa?
She would be at least 8.5.
8.5?
Yeah. At least. I mean, 8.5 is like high note. So I would say I put Margot Robbie 8.
Okay. Who would you give like a 10 to?
Ooh, I would give like a 9 to Carrie Hilson.
Ooh.
I don't know who that is.
Ooh, bro.
Ooh,
Carrie Hilson is.
What's her name?
Carrie Hilson.
Carrie-
Carrie Hilson.
Carrie Hilson.
Gosh,
She
she was wild.
Ooh.
And she's part of the Hillsong Church.
Yes,
Yeah.
she actually founded it. Hillsong's actually after her music.
You saying Hillsong?
Hilson.
Hilson.
Carrie Hilson.
Oh, Carrie Hilson.
She had a
Man,
son.
she is.
Good lord. What was that Nelly song that she came in? That music video. Party, turn. Okay. Party People. Remember
Yeah.
Party People by Nelly?
Oh.
And then Kerry Hilson comes in right at the end and says hip hop isn't dead. We like that shirt.
Oh,
And
okay,
she's
yeah.
walking in the room.
And I think my first song I listened was the song with Kanye West and
Pretty Girl Rock.
yeah
Remix.
and Chris Breezy.
Chris Breezy.
Wait, was it?
Was it Pretty Girl?
No, it's not Pretty Girls Rock. It
Was
was Neo and Kanye West.
Oh, what was the song called? Apparently Kerry Hilson said something against Beyonce and she got blackballed because of it.
Really?
Yeah, I just saw that.
Oh yeah, that just came up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think you've seen her now? This is Jackson's first time seeing Kerry Hilson. How would you
Very
compare her to Beyonce? Do you think she's competition?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think so as well.
Maybe. They've both got very pretty faces.
Oh yeah, knock you down, gosh. Of course.
Was she with Jay?
Nah.
No, man. Imagine if Kanye got Kerry Hilson, he becomes completely normal.
Yeah.
Imagine if, like, the trajectory that would have had if they became an item.
I don't like seeing Kanye like this, like dressed like
You've been sitting on Joe Rogan speaking about Christianity,
Yeah.
crying, doing a speech for a presidential campaign.
No, it's just like he's so weird. Like I don't want to see him hanging out with a woman.
You don't understand? I think he's gone beyond the point of women now.
I can imagine Kanye walking in this video shoot and they're like, oh, so here's what we're doing, yeah. And he's like, no, I'm being with her in this video. They're like, actually, Kanye, we've got a director here. They've
Yeah.
written the whole thing. Your role is more just as a rapper.
Yeah.
You're just gonna rap.
You're the bad boy. You're just gonna come in for a little peek. And he's like,
I'm a genius.
I don't even think he would have been talking like that.
Yeah, okay.
Imagine if he was really humble back then. Gnocchi, when did that come out? Man, that was a banger.
2008, I think.
I'm straight up gonna add that to my playlist. When did the whole Taylor Swift thing happen?
Ooh, I think
2005?
No, I think 2010.
10.
Because that's when a while was on.
Oh.
What about The Weeknd getting snubbed at the Grammys?
Oh, that was wild.
That's weird, isn't it?
It's so ridiculous.
I think he's got, because that's probably the best song of the year.
Oh, it was the number one song of the year according to Spotify.
That's so weird, man.
Like by such a large amount as well. And like musically and kind of critically is probably one of the greatest songs of the...
Everyone loved it.
Yeah, everyone absolutely loved it. It was perfect.
But then he just got...
The album was perfect as well.
Yeah, I agree. And that's what I was thinking, because I was thinking back over the songs and I was like, well, it wasn't even just a single.
No,
that whole album was probably the best album of the year.
One of the... Yeah, 100%.
Who got it? Who got album of the year?
I think Justin Bieber got a nomination. I think... Did Taylor Swift release an album? I think Taylor Swift got a nomination. There was someone else. What's that? Some rock group. Some of those... That pop rock group got it.
I like Imagine
7
Dragons.
seconds. I think it may have been Imagine Dragons.
Grammy.
But there were a few nominations. I was like, I don't remember that album.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, it was so progressive and kind of on the ball with everything else. Like even when it came down to the rap nominations, like they had like Freddie Gibbs nominated. They had like really, I think Benny the Butcher and stuff like that. They were really on point when it came to the other categories. And it's almost like the Weeknd thing almost completely loses validation for all the other good work they did.
When they've done everything right.
They've done everything right this year, apart from the number one thing.
Do you know who Billie Eilish won album and song of the year with Bad Guy? And the album that Bad Guy's off. When we
That was great.
But
that was great.
That's good.
Yeah.
Is this correct? 2020, Igor? Was that this year?
Oh, no, that was last year.
Oh, this is last year.
I'm pretty sure.
So what's this? 63rd. Oh yeah, true. Bad Guy did come out last year.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. And I think last year Billie Eilish won all the Grammy Awards as well.
Oh no, wait. The Grammys haven't been on.
No, they haven't been on yet. That's just the nominations.
Nominations.
Yeah. He didn't get a nomination for anything.
Album. That is ridiculous.
Which is it's like a joke. It's so funny. Where it's so like silly.
Janae Akio?
Janae Aiko, yeah.
She got nominated for Album of the Year.
What album? I don't even remember her album.
Chilombo. I think I heard some of it and I was like, this is not like the Janae that I...
Hey, Women in Music. Women in Music, what? Women in Music, ooh.
Oh yeah, Haim's album, Women in Music.
Yeah.
So we got Taylor Swift.
I think Haim's album was pretty good.
Dua Lipa.
Post Malone.
I don't know who Black Pumas are. I don't know who Jacob Collier is. Oh yeah, I do actually. Yeah, I don't know.
It's ridiculous.
Who's gonna take that? I don't even. Oh, Dua Lipa. I would.
Yeah, I
put
think
my
she's
money
gonna
on.
be taking it.
I would lose a toe to sit at these Grammy Awards.
Just smell the seat that she sat on.
This is so weird, man. There's so many songs in this that I haven't heard. I guess because the Strokes aren't nominated.
Wait, I think Dua has a boyfriend.
Oh wait,
What?
Maybe
Oh yeah, she does, doesn't she?
The Strokes did put out an.
I would have to say they did. I was listening to this. Wait, was I listening to the Strokes? Who was it? No.
Nominated. Strokes are nominated for Album of the Year.
Really? Literally album of the year?
Yeah. Oh, it's Rock Album of the Year.
Oh, Rock album of the year. That would be hilarious if it was album of the year.
Oh. Change the subject.
Yeah.
Very smooth.
Yeah.
Very smooth. No, this is hectic. You know, what's his name? Oh, Howard Stern. Old radio shock jock kind of guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I was watching an old clip of his show, and I mean, this is ridiculous. This is one of the most red hot offensive things I've seen.
Yeah.
So
That was his whole thing.
it's insane though, man. I just went in this rabbit hole and I was just like, God, times have changed. But what he's doing in this video is he's having a competition. It's called Battle of Wits.
Oh, right.
So he's just got two people, and he's making them answer questions.
Yeah.
And he's got in there Beetlejuice.
Yes.
Do you know Beetlejuice?
Yeah,
Do you know Beetlejuice?
Yeah.
I've literally been watching a whole bunch of Howard's like recently.
Oh, you have as well?
Recently.
Yeah.
I saw
okay.
like the Wigger contest, small penis contest, like a lot of these porn star contests.
It's insane
Like,
what he has on that show, isn't it?
Yeah.
But this one in particular I was watching, so we have Beetlejuice, who's like, is it a kind of dwarfism or something that he has?
He's got a bunch of stuff, I would say.
He's like a ghost. He can be anything.
He's got a lot of, his diagnoses would be very, there'll be a long list.
How long have you got?
Okay, so what's he got?
Yeah, but Beetlejuice is wilding out in there, man. Like, he's saying, like, he wants to have sex with the woman host that's in there. He's like, I'm gonna have sex with you. Well, she's like, I'm very flattered. And he's like, I know you are, honey, I'm gonna have sex with you.
I'm gonna have sex with you, Robin. Oh, Beetlejuice, you crazy, man.
And then the other guy that they had on there was someone who was, like, quite clearly disabled.
Yeah.
This is the person Beetlejuice was versing in this competition.
Yeah.
And his name was Billy the R-word.
Oh, yes. Wait, we watched the same one. Did he also have one of the Grand Wizard clan member on this? No.
No, this one was Beetlejuice versus this guy,
Oh, gosh.
Billy the
yeah.
R-word, and that's what they were just calling him to his face and everything. And this guy is like missing his like 4 front teeth.
Yeah.
He's got these like thick glasses on. It's just terrible, man. I felt terrible watching it. Because, I mean, it wasn't like... There's just that part of you that...
Did he have a
Just-
Superman costume on?
No.
No.
Not in this one. But he's going... they're asking questions like, Beetlejuice, what's the number between 2 and 4?
Oh.
And he's like, yeah, 25. And
It's
then-
hilarious.
Yeah, and it's funny because Beetlejuice is so, like, outspoken and just raucous and whatever. You think he actually has the quid there.
Yeah.
And then the other guy, Billy, is just nailing it. He's just nailing every question, getting everyone right. And they're like, Beetlejuice, spell red. And he's like, TSLRK. And I don't know if he's putting it on or whatever, but this is on YouTube, man. I don't understand how that's possible even.
He had crazy stuff. But that was, again, he was like, I think he may have been one of the first notorious shock jock guys.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
his
so-
whole purpose was to kind of be like, oh, did you see what that radio host was doing? Oh my gosh. Like, he literally gets like a clan member on in like full gear and like has him on talking to Beetlejuice. And
What are they talking about?
just about like
They have anything in
politics.
common?
Yeah, Beetlejuice is a Republican. And he was saying how he...
Is Beetlejuice a Republican?
Yeah,
Okay.
which was hilarious. And he was just saying kind of just his opinions on races and stuff.
Just talking about cooking.
Yeah. Oh, actually, no. Beetlejuice was a Democrat, apart from when it came to Jewish people. Like, he hates Jewish people.
Beetlejuice does.
Beetlejuice does.
Howard's Jewish.
Oh, he is, isn't he? But I know, yeah, he said that. Beetlejuice is all fine, but he doesn't like Jewish people. And then, like, you got this clan member as well. He's like, oh, I also hate them.
So they did have that in common.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, which is actually pretty good. And again, like, I loved just how far he would go, like Howard was setting all these things up. I think it was so important and so amazing.
It's ridiculous. Like, the meticulousness of the strain of comedy or whatever that he's trying to produce is ridiculous.
And
It's as good as a genre can get.
It goes beyond comedy and it goes into just mankind, humanity. Where it's like people are all different, and I'm gonna get the whack pack. Like I'm gonna have the craziest people I can possibly find, and just have them all in a room together,
Yeah.
and just hear what they have to say.
Yeah.
He would listen to anyone,
Yeah.
which was kind of, and he was again so based and so kind of wouldn't really have any trying to push an agenda at all. He's like, hey, just let's hear it.
And that's the other thing. It's almost like, because with that one, for example, it's like this should be offensive and whatever. Everyone in the room was having a great time, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, how respectful he was being to everyone. He wasn't laughing. I guess you can understand the absurdity of the situation, which is what's funny, but he's not laughing to these people's face or whatever. Wasn't really condescending. He was the least condescending, definitely. And then what he's doing in that moment, it's entertainment because it's like the average person is just like, what
He's
is
getting,
this?
like, in terms of he understands what entertainment is.
I
It
guess.
isn't necessarily hilarious,
Yeah.
the whole competition, but I find it's as entertaining as it could possibly be. And let's say you are like a trucker,
Yeah.
a guy who's been on the road
Oh my
for
God.
10 hours, and it's like,
Thank you.
thank you for this.
Cartoonish. That's what it's
Yes, and again, all the truckers out there will be like, literally eyes on the road, pumped because they're so entertained with what's going on. And it's kind of like, it's the perfect little thing to keep you awake or keep you entertained. You could be so tired, and then Howard puts all these things together, and it's like, okay, I'm not falling asleep. I can't miss this.
But then I'm watching it, I'm like, this is terrible, but it's a phenomena.
I think your instincts would say it's terrible. I remember I was watching a lot of Howard Stern, and I was like, this is wild.
Well, this is my PC tendency.
Yeah, and I think the average person has PC tendencies.
Well, that's what I mean. I was sitting there watching the whole thing, but I was like, because I was sitting out the front while I was watching it on my laptop, and I was like, if my neighbours hear this right now, or whatever, I'm gonna feel terrible. Like, I don't want them to, and that's just an example. I didn't actually think they would, but I was like, if someone was to hear this, I would not feel good about that. Them thinking, oh, this person's actually like a resentful or hateful person or anything like that. But I'm like, I'm watching this. Is it wrong?
It's old-fashioned.
Is it wrong
It's
to entertain
old-fashioned.
it?
That's the scariest part.
To be entertained by it, I was watching it and I was like, this is entertaining because it's blowing my mind. I'm not laughing at this going, these are correct ideas. And this is what we should do. But just like, this is a phenomenon.
This is amazing.
You're not going to get anywhere else.
Yes, and again, I don't think anything like this would exist nowadays because I think it's people have advanced to a point where that would never take place again. I feel. I don't think that could exist today, and I don't think it would by any real personality type. Because basically, what Howard is doing here is taking advantage of vulnerable people, and it's pretty easy to kind of crack down on that nowadays. Like beyond the whole being racist or insensitive, just at like a baseline level of taking advantage of a vulnerable person is something that we've moved past. It is,
And that's the problem. That's what's wrong with it, isn't it? It's like being in the schoolyard and it's almost like walking up to the, I don't know if it is, just walking up to
no, it's like
a social outcast and being like, do you want to come to prom with me?
Yes, and it's like, or it's even like a whole bunch of the cool kids take the weirdest kids and like have them in a room and say, hey, let's see how they all go together, or let's make a show about these guys.
But then it kind of moves, like there's this weird space after that as well where it's like genuine. There's like a genuine like, no, I do.
Because again, he's not malicious.
This is going to be
doesn't
difficult
seem
to explain, but like in high school, for instance, like
You and a bunch of friends see who could bring the ugliest girl to prom.
Who can bring the 80 kilo woman?
Yeah. Who could bring the heaviest woman to prom?
Imagine that's one of Howard's
and you like at the door you have a scale and you make them stand on it without them even knowing. And whoever gets the heaviest one gets like, everyone puts in $100, they walk away with like $600.
Just wipe your feet on the mat as you come in on the other side of the door. There's like a number. But I was going to say, imagine if that was one of Howard Stern's bits.
Yeah.
Like just, like it's time for a new segment, the heaviest woman, and they've just got women in there that come and stand on scales, and they stand on it and it comes up like 65 and they're all like, oh!
He would.
Imagine that though, like, there's a million of women listening to that going, oh.
But he had, did you watch The Smallest Penis?
No.
Which was crazy.
They make him feel terrible?
No, he's actually alright. Like, it's so well done. Like, he has like 50 guys come on who all think they have the smallest penis in like America. And they all get it measured. And there's just some guy who's like, I can't even see anything. Because Howard keeps on bringing back this idea like, oh, mine basically looks like that. Mine basically looks like that. But it's so fascinating just how willing people were to go on this sort of show. Knowing they're going to be on camera.
Yeah, I have to see that one.
Because I also feel like, early 2000s was it? Howard Stern? Or was it
Before
late 90s?
that. Yeah, before that.
I feel that was a time also when people were a little bit more mesmerised by a camera. And
we got the opportunity to come on this camera.
and it's like, oh my gosh, like I'm going to be on TV, I'm going to be in a show, I'm going to be
showing
famous.
my penis.
I'm going to be, showing my penis. Oh, we're willing to do anything.
I watched like a more recent Howard Stern as well. He's interviewing Gwyneth Paltrow, and this is something that blew me out about him. Like, even though he's not doing the jock stuff,
Yeah.
but like in his whole personality now, because he's done a whole 180 on everything, and he's like a very nice person now.
Yes.
That's what he's trying to be.
And he's apologised for everything he's done in the past.
But he's so good at coaxing answers out of people still. He's talking to Gwyneth Paltrow because she got hit on by Harvey Weinstein. She had 2 films that she agreed to do. She like got mad at him and left, and then told her boyfriend Brad Pitt. And Brad Pitt went back there to Harvey Weinstein and was like, "Don't put your hands on my girl. Blah, 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 if you ever make her feel uncomfortable."
Brad Pitt threatened Harvey Weinstein.
How
I can imagine Harvey Weinstein just like jerking off in front of Brad Pitt and be like, "Hey, you're attractive too." Straight up. It's like, heart's hot.
Yeah, that was just really interesting the way that Howard talked to her about that, and then kind of like twisted this. You couldn't never get that scoop or anywhere else with the amount of reality. Like Howard's like, oh, and the thing is, you're probably feeling in this situation, blah, blah, blah. And he's very imposing with feelings. So which a lot of people are very timid about doing.
Yes.
So you must have been feeling like this in this very insecure way. And she's like, no, I was actually feeling this way, but still on the same level of social abnormality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you wouldn't reveal that in a regular situation, but Howard offers up this situation.
Yes.
So her answer to it is on that same level.
But I guess you are looking at someone who, I think by the average radio personality would be like, he's the greatest of all time. Like he's the greatest who have ever done it. Howard Stern.
Yeah.
Like I know that, like using an example, Charlemagne would always say like, Howard Stern is the goal.
Well, even
like I want to be the Black Howard Stern.
Yeah.
He's the perfect interviewer. He's the perfect guy getting answers out of people, providing entertainment, being a personality. He does everything perfectly.
It's ridiculous. And anytime you go to put that on, you just know it's going to be complete abs.
And it's like watching the greatest as well. It's kind of like watching Jimi Hendrix, or it's like listening to Nas. Like this is the greatest guy to ever interview.
Yeah.
Because I don't think. I guess you could probably put someone like Joe Rogan up there, but different.
Very different.
Very, very different.
The lens that's through is a lot more respectable and whatever.
Yeah.
But Stern is
the greatest radio personality of all time.
Yeah.
Or I guess just like in that circle, considered by any radio personality.
Yeah, I don't think there's anyone that can really.
Apart from Anthony Cumia, probably be close to that.
Yeah.
That's even with kind of like, I guess, I don't know specifically, but I feel like Opie and Anthony would have been influenced by Howard Stern, and they kind of would have served as the standard for like what a podcast is nowadays.
Well, imagine. I think a big part of it is like with radio, you've got all like this lyric and kind of like cute comedy, I guess you would say.
Yes.
And then you've got this guy who is raw, the rawest thing ever, unapologetic, going in, and he shaped what a shock jock could be or whatever, I guess.
How are we going to be the next generation of shock jocks? Are we going to find a way to reignite this flame? How could we one-up Howard Stern? What would be the one way we could do it?
Oh, dude, I think it'd just be like we just go get some Nazi tattoos and then just do the nicest stuff possible.
But then I guess us. Unless we had like an actual Nazi on the show. We were going to go to that Trump supporting vegan cafe.
Yeah.
What if we just had like a homeless person on with like mental illness and we just made fun of them for the episode? That could be an interesting one. And we're just kind of like playing mind games. And like we're talking in weird voices, like, pretending to be the voices in their head. That could be a pretty good one, just completely taking advantage of just a homeless person in Newtown.
What do we have that they want though? I feel like
we basically coerce them. We could probably offer them money. We'd be like, hey, you want $100? And we just literally take advantage of them. And we could just find a way to like coerce them into taking off all their clothes. sodomize them
Actually, you know
on
what?
camera.
Speaking of I don't know. Sodomizing. No, watch this documentary.
Yeah.
It was called Seduced.
Right.
Have you heard of this one? It's on Stan. It's a new one, and it basically just follows this girl. She enters this club.
Yes.
It's just for like friends or whatever, and then it's like about unlocking your full potential and whatever. And the more classes you take, the quicker you move up in the ranks. So she just signs up for all these different classes and whatever. You move up ranks, you become like an assistant teacher and then a teacher of the classes, but there's still always more classes. And it's run by this guy, and he's seen as like this holy figure and whatever. And she goes further and further into it. Turns out it's like a massive cult.
Oh, right.
And then there's this thing where it's like this pyramid scheme. So this guy's at the top of it. And then he has like this harem of women who are his slaves.
Yeah.
And they actually are. They know that they're his slaves and whatever.
Yeah.
And then their job is to go and recruit more women.
Kind of like a pimp or whatever. Oh, actually, no, not even a pimp. They're just there for him.
Yeah, it's a pyramid scheme to all just be like sleeping with him. So all these women, say they're a 5-year and they each get 5 and then blah, 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 blah. They get branded. They get dietary requirements.
Is this based in a true story? No.
This is real.
Wait a second.
This is a real documentary.
Wait a second.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
It's not real.
So this is 100% real. So this guy
Is it the actual character? Is he being interviewed or whatever?
not interviewed, but they've got clips of him, whatever. He's a really weird guy.
What's his name?
Oh, it's escaping me right now. I can
Yeah,
look it up.
yeah.
But his whole thing, he just had this messed up kind of system of ethics.
Yep.
And he was just pretty much saying, like, to be taken advantage of or to, like, rape someone or anything like that. Like, you can do anything within your physical ability and that's, like, ethically surpassable. But he just created this framework in which there was just, like, massive harem of women. There was always more coming. They were all, like, tortured and whatever. But yeah, it was so, very heavy documentary.
Gosh.
And then at the end, it's like final statements.
Yeah.
And this is terrible, man, because I've just watched it, like these 4 episodes. I probably watched the first 2 and then the next 2. But it was just like this emotional ordeal. And I'm watching it with my girlfriend, this very last scene where the chick in the documentary is giving her like closing statements or whatever.
Yeah.
And she's like, I just hope we can go from here. And she's saying like stuff, her voice is breaking. And the background music comes in. And it's like, and then it stops. And it comes right in as soon as she starts talking again. So like for the last like minute or 30 seconds, it sounds like she's rapping over this beat. And I'm laughing to myself, like sitting.
Is it set up to be funny?
No, it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be, but whoever edited it just did a really bad job in deciding.
And then it's like, let's just have a UK drill beat over.
It's like, she's like, yeah, the whole ordeal's over. It was just like such a hectic time. But the funniest part is it starts and then it stops and she stops and she's like, I just think boom. But it's hilarious. I'm sitting there like behind my girlfriend trying not to laugh or whatever. And then she caught me laughing and I was like, well, I'm already done.
Yeah.
I may as well rewind it.
Did she find it funny?
Definitely not as funny as I did.
Yeah. That is pretty hilarious.
You know what else? Something funny they did?
I like laughing at vulnerable people.
Yeah, I'm like the Howard Stern of my bedroom.
It's a small penis contest. Every single night I'm sleeping.
So the other funny thing in that documentary was whenever they'd cut away and have like actors playing the people that were talking, the actors were always like worse looking than those people. So they have someone getting interviewed and being like, yeah, so I was doing this and blah, 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 and then have like the flashback and then have like actors playing those people. They're all really bad actors. So imagine watching that back and you being like, Do I look like that? I thought that was hilarious. I want to create like a biopic of my life just so I can cast.
You just get like the most unattractive people.
Yeah. Like I've got Beetlejuice.
It's me. You okay now? You're like, come on, man.
I've got like.
We're just like Yao Ming. It doesn't even this big.
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny. It was a hectic documentary though. Very, yeah.
Gosh, and it does kind of bring up the idea of like, I'm always blown away with how guys can take advantage of women like that, or actually like how the women can fall for it.
Well, it's easy, man. Just ask Rick Ross.
Yeah, there's a platform. It's done all the time, like pimps and stuff like that.
Did we talk about Rick Ross on last episode? Was that off pod?
Off pod.
Off pod.
Should we talk about it?
Yeah. Put Molly on no champagne.
She ain't know it.
I took it home and I enjoyed that.
So, whose song is it? Future? Lil Wayne?
Yeah, I think a Future song.
So, this song is called You Ain't Even Know.
Yeah.
And it's like Future, Lil Wayne, Rick Ross.
Yeah.
Drizzy Drake? Anyway, it's that whole
That's probably a remix, yeah.
scumbag mob. And Rick Ross has a line in the song. What did he say? I put something.
Molly on no champagne.
I put Molly.
She didn't even know it. I took it home and I enjoyed that.
She didn't even know
She
that.
didn't even know it.
So he's pretty much just saying he's roofied this chick.
Yes.
And she didn't even know it. But he said this on a track. He said this on Wax in maybe like 2014.
But I think there's some wild stuff said on a lot of tracks.
By Rick Ross or just?
Oh, just by I think like Rich Homie Quan said like there's some bad girls in this club, might have to rate one.
No, he didn't.
He did.
Wow.
Like straight up.
This one's not as bad, but still funny.
Yeah.
Drizzy Drake going,
Our two favourite artists are Rich Homie Quan and
Rick
Rick Ross now. Yeah.
And the Strokes.
The Strokes. Which we hope women have and then we take advantage of them after when they're in that state.
Drizzy Drake going,
Billie Eilish is pretty fine for a 16-year-old.
that girl right there when she goes to the bathroom and going through her purse or going through her phone. Oh, and that phone right there, going through her phone as soon as she goes to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Can't trust these hoes at all. I mean, you just got like the
He
biggest,
said that.
Yeah, you got
so
the,
hilarious.
you got the biggest rapper in the world, just like on a date with this random woman. She goes to the bathroom and he like picks up the phone and goes to it.
Because he's insecure. Which is good, which is pretty like transparent.
It's very transparent.
Showing his own vulnerability as well, which is he's been known for. I almost respect it.
But then I think the problem with like specifically Drake when he says some shit like that, he backs it up by being like, no, this was the right thing. There's never any like moral quivering from Drake.
Yeah, no. But I guess it's like
This is what I'm doing. I am insecure, but I'm not saying that this is wrong.
yeah.
This just is.
I can kind of see where he's coming from, or where a character like that would be coming from. It's just insecurity, and he probably hasn't kind of.
And it is that.
He hasn't expanded on it at all. Where it's just like, hey, I'm insecure, so I'm going to go through the girl's phone.
My problem with it is the way that he is the man,
Yeah.
and he is so insecure. He has a lot of lines like that. Where he's just saying like he doesn't trust women or blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
A lot of lines like that, and then doesn't falter from it. You know what I mean? It's like it's not a cautionary tale.
Yes.
It's like this guy, he must be doing everything right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you listen to that and you go, oh, I can't.
That's what I should do. Okay.
Yeah, I should go through this girl's phone when she goes to the bathroom.
Yeah. So you've started going through your girlfriend's phone when she goes to the bathroom, being influenced by Drake.
Yeah, and just seeing her writing notes like, I don't know how long I can stay with him. He keeps laughing at really serious points in documentaries. He keeps talking about the Strokes. He does say he wants to keep all his toes as opposed to sleep.
Which is good. But it's also like it's pretty strange. He's like, if I was him, I would get rid of my toe.
And then
toe.
imagine saying that to your girlfriend, and she's like, even I'll give up my toe for Dua Lipa. Yum, yum, yum.
Oh, she just takes her socks off.
She's got no toes. 10 long years. I think there are a lot of couples that all agree on like a hall pass. Do you know what I mean? Like having one girl and one guy that if the opportunity arose, you would let them sleep with.
Yeah, I've
Who would your hall pass be? Like, you agreed upon one for each.
Zac Efron.
Really?
Wait, am I doing it right?
Yeah.
Wait, but that's a guy though.
Probably Julian Casablancas from The Strokes. This is so fun. Actually, you know what? This is so funny because I am such a masochist. Like, I love one thing for like 2 months and then on to the next thing. And I seriously am obsessed with The Strokes right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna listen back to this episode and be like, that's just the beginning. It's gonna get worse than this, man.
They're great.
I'm gonna have to get a different haircut. My music's gonna change.
And it's like in the podcast next episode, you're so distorted. You're like, Jackson.
Oh, the hall pass thing. Yeah, I know people that have that.
Zac Efron would be a very likely scenario.
Imagine if you were like to your girlfriend,
Yes.
maybe we should do a hall pass, and they're like, oh yeah, I was actually thinking like maybe you're like, yeah, probably Dua Lipa, and she's like, oh yeah, I was thinking your friend Greg. I was thinking he could be the hall pass. All right, but I get Dua Lipa.
Yeah, and Greg literally just comes out. Hey, Greg.
You hand her the whole pass and she just rips it up and she's like, I already used it.
3 times. Ain't that right, Greg?
Takes off her songs. Greg just walks into the room with a toe necklace.
Sorry, man.
Yeah, I know people that have it, and the man is the blue wiggle.
Oh, that's some weird childhood trauma. I don't think he'd be cool with that, being with some 20-something-year-old. Because you know.
Oh no, she's probably like 40.
Ah.
She just digs the wiggle.
Fair enough, if they're 40.
Yeah.
What, did 4-year-olds grow up on the Wiggles or no? What if that worked? Who's the last age group that could have grown up on the Wiggles? Probably.
Maybe her husband's just really bad with the kids and she took them to go see the Wiggles.
Oh, and she just.
And the kid was just like, she's just like,
oh.
Anthony.
The blue wiggle is pretty handsome.
Anthony.
That's
it.
He's a handsome guy. You know what I mean? And he's tall. Kind of like, he seems friendly and nice. I remember loving actually blue wiggle. No, I'm thinking of the yellow wiggle. Blue wiggle's kind of got the bluer eyes, doesn't he? Yeah.
Shit, I don't know, man.
What? We're just going to keep breaking down the wiggles.
What is the Wiggles?
It's a kid show.
Wait, is that like 4?
It's the guys in skivvies.
And they have like different colors and
Different
shape
colours,
on their
yeah.
head.
And they're like big red car.
And they all wear different turtlenecks. So one's red, one's purple, blue, and yellow.
Oh, okay. So it's not the show that I.
No, they don't have hats.
It's not a twerking show. That was
Oh, okay.
Wiggles New Orleans contest. No, different Wiggles.
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 Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Man, who would your whole pass? Would it be Dua Lipa? You think your whole pass?
Shrek.
Shrek. You get that boy Shrek.
Yeah, I would get digged down by a 7-foot ogre, and he would be like Donkey Kong size. He's like, oh, I heard you like Donkey Kong.
Would you do something with Shrek for the story?
For the storyline, Shrek.
Yeah, I would like to be able to tell people, be like, oh yeah, me and Shrek.
Oh, but you can't though. It would be like a guilty pleasure. You do it, you like it, but you don't tell anybody.
Oh, that would be a hard one. If Shrek came back today, if Shrek just or if an ogre existed, if someone discovered an ogre and it just joined society,
I think the world would fall apart.
it'd be too much to handle.
Yeah, I think.
Would he become just really famous? He'd just be doing like, oh yeah, ogres fighting like Jake Paul.
I was thinking that Brave New World style.
What's that?
Have you read Brave New World? You know it? It's just a story. There's like it's like in the future, everyone falls into a caste from like 5 to 1, and then you're brought up being completely assigned to a certain thing. So if you're in the bottom caste, you're gonna be like a rubbish man or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Gonna be a mechanic, and then the top one's like athletes. But everyone's made perfectly comfortable with their role.
Yeah.
The story is they go to this savage land, which is just a part of America that isn't within that society, I guess. So they're just like savages, and they bring one of them back, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, this person's amazing!" And they all fall in love with this person, and he becomes like a star because of that. I reckon that's what an ogre would be like now.
Wow, he gets to be so charming and be like, wait, what do you mean?
Or so different, everyone will be like,
Yeah, there's like a different perspective. Or was it more of a visual thing or more about how they like acted?
just how they acted. They're like, "Wow, this person is different."
That'd be cool if like there was some sort of being or some sort of extraterrestrial being that came into like society and just thought completely different than like humans did. And everyone was like, wow, we've never thought of it like that. Like there's all these like progressions made in science and mathematics and like renewable energy and stuff like that.
Ogre energy.
Somebody once told me. So basically, we're just gonna turn into one great giant swamp.
Me and Shrek gonna.
Me and Shrek gonna. Let's just say there's nothing underneath this kelp. It's my.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And we can hear like rumble. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And then like a big burst of shockwaves. Like going through the whole village. Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Like man, Shrek is having quite a lot of sex these days. Wonder when it's gonna be me.
You think there would be a bunch of women that would go for Shrek?
Yes.
Or go for like an ogre type?
Yes. Yeah, especially woman over any.
I guess girls that just like tall men would probably go for Shrek.
Yeah, and Drake has like a massive schlong.
Shrek.
Yeah.
I swear to God, you said Drake.
I know.
Yeah, Drake.
It sings really good and it tastes good. Tastes like maple syrup because it's from Canada.
I said Shrek.
No, I said. So anyway, me and Drake were making love last night.
It was great.
It was great. It was the best. Some will say it's the best I ever had.
But do you have the rubber on? No. Well then that's fantastic.
Should we wrap it there, boys? We're at like an hour 10.
Oh,
wait, hold up. I was with Drake last night. You know what he did? What? So first of all, he was like bending me over backwards.
He's like, we're gonna start from the bottom tonight.
And then he was holding his crotch, and then he dropped the ball, and I heard him say, "Booyah!"
So should we wrap there, boys?
Oh man.
The whole scenario just concocted is the episode title. Episode 15, pipe. So imagine like you're having sex with Drake.
And all you can hear is,
He puts his balls.
"Booyah!" Wait, you should be saying like Drake too. Yeah. Booyah.
Yeah.
Booyah.
Booyah.
Was Drake nominated for any Grammys?
You didn't have an album.
Yeah, he did.
No, he didn't.
Oh, it was an EP.
No, he
Like, it was a
didn't.
mixtape, wasn't it? Where he's like in the shadows.
Yeah.
Oh
Remember that
yeah.
Was that an album?
I don't know. Good question.
Yeah.
Should we wrap, boys?
Yep.
Anyway, It's 444.
444.
Jay-Z hour.
And we are the Sausage Boys.
And remember, Sausage Boys is sponsored by the Strokes.
They call me Hova because I've been acting like a hoe in the VA area.